sont donnés par qui? Welcome to Gallagher Convention Centre. Please note that our venues are non-smoking zones. Kindly mind the venue's specific safety information. For any matters not addressed in this briefing, you can reach our security on 011 266 3026. The ballroom restrooms are located on either side of the ballroom main entrance. The designated smoking area is outside at the bottom of the ballroom stairs. In case of an emergency, a siren will sound, and the fire marshal, dressed in a yellow reflector jacket, will announce the emergency. On their instruction, the venue will be evacuated, and the visitors will be led to the assembly point. There are 2 fire escapes on the east side of the venue, leading directly to the assembly point on Richards Drive, next to the main gate. In the event of a medical emergency, please make your way to the dedicated medic room for this event. Thank you for paying attention to this safety briefing.
Oh, hey, was a wangitwala. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Shall we all rise for the singing of the national anthem, please? We're going to be led by the choir, Eguruleng East Tibet College. Thank you. Let's give another round of applause to Eguruleng East Tibet College, please. Thank you very much to the choir. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Nomusa Dube-Ncube. I'm going to be directing this short program before the break. At this point, we wish to acknowledge the presence of the Minister of Higher Education and Training, Minister Honorable Manamela, Minister of Small Business and Development, Ms. Stella Ndabeni, Deputy Minister of Higher Education and Training, Dr. Mimi Gondwe, MEC for Infrastructure and Development and Cooperation and Traditional Affairs in Gauteng Province, Honorable Mamabolu, the members of the Executive Council from various provinces that are present, Mr. Duncan Luvuno, the Second Deputy President of COSATU, the Director General of the Department of Higher Education and Training, Dr. Sishi, and other Director Generals that are present here this morning, the National Just Energy Transition JET Skills Advisory Forum members, led by the Chairperson, Professor Swilling Mark, the members of the HRDC Council, Her Excellency Ambassador of the European Union to South Africa, Ms. Sandra Kramer, His Excellency Ambassador of the Federal Republic of Germany to South Africa, Mr. Andreas Peschke, Mr. Daniel Lachinai, on behalf of His Excellency, Mr. Mirko Marzoni, Ambassador of Switzerland to South Africa, leaders from various government departments, leaders from the labor, industry, as well as the civil society, We also acknowledge the international development partners, the Deputy Director Generals that are present, the chairpersons and the CEOs of entities, the chancellors and vice chancellors from the TVET colleges and universities, as well as the CET principals, the student formations, academics, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the members of the media, we wish to welcome you all this morning. Good morning. Good morning. Anybody home? Good morning, and thank you very much for joining us for what is a landmark moment in the evolution of South Africa's just energy transition agenda. Today's launch of the JET skills, as we call it, South Africans like to use abbreviations, so you'll get used to the JET skills. As the JET Skills Desk and the National JET Skills Advisory Forum marks a strategic inflection point in our collective effort to ensure that South Africa's transition to low-carbon economy is not only technically and environmentally sound, but also socially just, inclusive, and economically transformative. As many of you are aware, the Cabinet approved the Just Transition Energy Implementation Plan for 2023-2027. It was a very bold statement by our South African government, which is a step towards aligning our decarbonization ambitions with our broader development priorities. The plan is very clear. This transition must proceed at a pace, at a scale, and at a cost that is consistent with South Africa's structural realities. And I think we need to put that underline, that it has to be fiscal, it has to be within the fiscal capacity, but it also has to be within our social imperatives. So it is a defining feature of this transition. It is a recognition that skills development is a critical enabler, and without which the skills and the right skills, we cannot be able to put those ambitious plans in place. So that is why we are here. And we are here to make sure that the promise of the just transition cannot be realized without ensuring that the prerequisite skills as an enabler is also right in place. So as the Department of Higher Education and Training, we are a lead institution of the JET skills portfolio, and we have taken on the responsibility to ensure that our post-school education and training system is responsive and inclusive and capable of producing the skills that are needed for a capable workforce and for a just and inclusive energy transition. Ladies and gentlemen, at this point, I would like to call upon Mr. Mamabulu to come and give us words of welcome, and then he will I'll also then ask him to introduce the next speaker so that I do not have to come back here. Can we give him a round of applause, please?
Thank you very much, Deputy Minister, our Program Director. Let me also thank you on behalf of our province for a very comprehensive protocol that we have established, and I'll stand on that, except to appreciate and acknowledge the Minister of Higher Education and Training, Honorable Puti Manamela. I don't know if at this point I can still say congratulations, Honorable Minister. Let me also take the opportunity to acknowledge and greet all the ministers that are here, and of course, all the deputy ministers, all the MECs, all the ambassadors and all the guests, all of you, ladies and gentlemen. I hope I've not left anyone, but otherwise the protocol has been well established, and that's to save you time. I know for a fact that, and of course, as you'll see on the program, we definitely were looking forward to be welcomed and be addressed by the Honorable Premier of our province, Honorable Panyaza Lisufi. And I must profusely apologize on his behalf that the Premier is unable to be here with us this morning. He has a very important matter to attend to. I can share with you that there is a challenge relating to public transport and the taxi industry. He has to attend to that, and unfortunately, he will not be able to join us here. Having worked in that space, I know the difficulties. I hope you find it easy to accept his apology, and I know that most of you certainly would have wished to listen to the Premier, but apologies about that. Now, very briefly, and I think the program director has done an excellent work in the opening remarks already, covering good ground that I think allow me to be very brief. And I must say that it is indeed a great honor and privilege to welcome you to this very important and momentous occasion, that is the official launch of the Jet Skills Desk, the National Jet Skills Advisory Forum, and the multi-donor initiative in support of our skills response to South Africa's just energy transition. Ladies and gentlemen, we meet here today at a time of profound social and economic challenges. And of course, despite various efforts, multiple interventions to address the skills mismatch and the problem of unemployment, our country still faces challenges relating to poor economic growth, of course, the persisting problem of unemployment and youth unemployment. But today we are quite confident that with this event and the launch, we are ready to resolve through the just energy transition the challenges that faces our economy, that faces our province, but also the challenges that faces the world. And it is for this reason that we wish to thank the Honorable Minister for having chosen our province as the host. This could have gone to any other province, but given that Gauteng is the most highly successful place, the home ground of hosting multiple events, we're quite sure, Honorable Minister, that our province will give you a good experience, and it will give everybody the comfort of being in this part of the country and the province. We're quite sure that you'd have a good stay and a successful day today. Let me also just take the opportunity to say that we want to also acknowledge the multi-donor initiative, which is also part of this, and of course acknowledge all the partners, as the DM acknowledged the European Union, the Federal Republic of Germany, and of course the Swiss Confederation. All of them we want to appreciate and acknowledge their presence, of course their participation. So I'd like to conclude by saying, obviously today's event is not just a skills initiative, it is a national development priority. It is about building a new generation of South Africans who are not only job ready, but future ready. It is about ensuring that no community is left behind. And it is about restoring confidence in our ability together to solve the most pressing challenges of our time. And, Honorable Minister, I'd like to assure you that Gauteng Province is ready to partner with you, with the department, with all the stakeholders, to make sure that we can take forward the Jet Skills Test, the National Jet Skills Advisory Forum, and the multi-donor initiative. And we fully support this whole initiative, and you can be rest assured that the province will be there to play its part and to make its contribution. And on that note, I've just been given a very difficult task of introducing a person that I know very well. If I try to share with you my experience and knowledge of the minister, it will take long. But allow me to say that Mr. Puti Manamela has been the Minister of Higher Education and Training since July 2025. Before then, he was Deputy Minister of Higher Education and Training and Deputy Minister of Higher Education, Science and Innovation. He is a former Deputy Minister in the Presidency. He serves as a member of the South African Communist Party Central Committee and in the African National Congress National Executive Committee. He holds a master's degree in public policy and development management from Wits University and studied digital electronics at the Tshwane North Tibet College, former Mamelodi College, where I met him. He served as Deputy President of the South African Students' Congress, SASCO, President of the South African College Student Association, local organizer for SACAU, and was elected National Secretary of the Young Communist League of South Africa in 2003 until 2014. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor to invite the Minister to address us. Let's put our hands and welcome the Honorable Minister. Let's give him a thunderous welcome, Honorable Minister. Yeah, I almost amended.
Thank you. Thank you, MEC Jacob Mamabulu, whom I've known for quite a very long time. Program Director, Minister Stella Dabeni, and Minister of Electricity and Energy, who will be joining us. Deputy Ministers, Nomusa Dube-Ncube and Mimi Gondwe, Excellencies, Ambassadors of the European Union, Germany and Switzerland, leaders from government, labor, business and civil society, international development partners, academics, members of the media, distinguished guests, good morning. Goeiemorgen, sanbonani, dumelani, dumelang, abusheni, dimacheloni. I bring you warm greetings on behalf of the Deputy President of the Republic of South Africa and Chairperson of the Human Resource Development Council, His Excellency Paul Mashatile, who has entrusted me with the honor of delivering this keynote address as we mark a milestone moment in South Africa's just energy transition journey. Due to some other commitments, Deputy President, some health-related commitments, Deputy President is unable to join us and has asked us to deliver this message on his behalf. We meet during Women's Month under the theme, Building Resilient Economies for All. This is fitting because the just energy transition must never be about megawatts alone. It must be about people, about communities and equity. It must be about ensuring that women, youth, and vulnerable groups are not left behind. Today, we officially launched the Jet Skills Desk and the National Jet Skills Advisory Forum, two pillars of South Africa's jet skills portfolio. These structures are not symbolic, they are operational instruments designed to close the green skills gap that hinders our energy transition, slows our competitiveness, and risks excluding those most affected by the decline of coal and other traditional industries. Through this work, we recognize that skills are the bridge between transition and inclusion, between economic restructuring and social justice. As Minister of Higher Education, we are acutely aware that post-school education and training system sits at the center of this transformation. Universities, TVET colleges, community education centers, and industry partners must prepare South Africans, especially workers in vulnerable sectors, for new opportunities in renewable energy, green hydrogen, electric vehicles, and sustainable industries. The Jet Skills Desk, housed in our department, will be the operational engine to coordinate this effort. It will drive reskilling and upskilling of adult workers. It will anticipate skills needs through labor market intelligence. It will strengthen curricular and educator readiness, and also align training with industry demand. The National Jet Skills Advisory Forum, located within the HRDC, which the Deputy President chairs, will ensure coherence, alignment, and shared ownership across government, labor, industry, and civil society. Together, these structures will establish a skills-integrated plan and promote skills development zones in provinces such as Mpumalanga, the Eastern Cape, and the Northern Cape, localized hubs where training directly links to the green economy jobs. Colleagues, we must be candid. There is currently no dedicated budget line for jet economic transition skills. That is why the mobilization of blended funding is so important. Public investment must lead, private investment must follow, and philanthropic and development partners must catalyze community-based interventions. In this regard, we want to acknowledge the multi-donor initiative, which we are also launching today. This collaboration with the European Union, Germany, and Switzerland, implemented by GIZ, sends a powerful signal of international confidence in South Africa's jet skills agenda. We cannot remain in the face of endless research and reports. The time has come to move to implementation and delivery, and therefore we have to focus on building infrastructure, for instance, in TVET colleges and universities, strengthen entrepreneurship in affected communities, and that's why we have our Minister of Small Business Development here, amongst others, supporting career guidance and train the trainer programs, creating clear pathways for youth and women in the green economy. This is not only a skills agenda, it is a nation-building agenda. As we conclude and move forward to the G20 summit later this year, under South Africa's presidency, let us remember the just energy transition must be measured not only by how much clean power we install, but how many lives we improve and how many communities we empower. On behalf of the Deputy President, I pledge our government's full commitment to ensuring that the jet skills portfolio delivers on its promise. I call on all our partners, public and private, local and international, to act with agency and imagination to ensure that this transition is truly just. Let us build a greener, fairer, and more prosperous South Africa. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you very much, Minister, can we please, ladies and gentlemen, give him another round of applause? As the minister has correctly said, we are launching that skills desk and the advisory forum, and indeed, not just symbolic, but also representing a strategic commitment for coordination, collaboration, and delivery. And we are going to be seeing during the rest of the program our partners, as we are also launching the multi-donor initiative supporting the JET skills. That is one of the important, again, mechanisms of ensuring that we succeed. Colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, at this point, allow me to also acknowledge that amongst us, Minister, as you indicated, the presidency is present with us, the presidency. We've got Mr. Speed is here, as well as Khadija, who I've had pleasure of working both of them with. They are now in the presidency and they're here representing the presidency. At this point, we are going to request Minister Ndabeni. We are going to request Mr. Mamapolo. We are going to request the JET Skills Desk and the National JET Skills Advisory Forum to please come and join us here for the official launch by the Minister. Ladies and gentlemen, if we could get the advisory forum members to come and to be joined by Dr. Gondwe as well as the presidency. We are going to come here for the official launch. I'm not seeing the members of the advisory committee. Maybe they need me to remind them who they are. And there are Professor Mark Swilling. There are Mr. Omotola, Dr. Sipho Buthelezi, Mr. Philip Dihomo, Ms. Tembisa Fuchane, Ms. Nolwazi Gasa, Mr. Wahid Hussein, Ms. Karen Hudson, Ms. Barleng Kumisi, Mr. Zamokwake Kuzwayo, Mr. Samuel Mabena, Mr. Modupi Maile, Dr. Rose Masha, Dr. Zwanani Titus Mate, Dr. Petiwe Matutu, Mr. Emmanuel Mbue, Ms. Gugu McLaurin, Ms. Busisiwe Melissa Mgese, Ms. Mendi Mliso, Ms. Dora Modise, Morena Mpalang Molife, Ms. Boitumelo Molite, Ms. Mpo Mokapili, Dr. George Motapo, Ms. Lebohang Mulais, Mr. Zukile Mvalo, Dr. Pumla Mieki, Mr. Wandisile Prem, Dr. Emmanuel Sibanda, Dr. Marcia Sotikwa, Mr. Carrington Klale, Ms. Maria Walsh, Dr. Joanne Yawish, Mr. Samuel Zungu, and I had also requested that Ms. Khadija Brown also join us on stage, as well as Speed Stein from the presidency. Please, can you join us on stage, and the ministers and the deputy ministers? Are we all here? Thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Deputy Minister. I think just to officially launch the National Jet Skills Advisory Forum and congratulate all its members, and hope that we will take this agenda forward. Thank you very much, and for accepting to serve on the council, on the forum. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Minister. As we call the choir to come on stage, we also just want to emphasize that through these mechanisms, ladies and gentlemen, we are advancing a responsive, a demand-driven approach for skilling, for the just energy transition, ensuring that our skills development efforts are directly aligned with evolving sectoral needs and grounded in the realities of our communities, as the Minister said, that at the center of our work, it's the communities that we have to serve and the communities that have got to receive that service. As we are awaiting the choir, I hope they are not sleeping. They are making their way on stage. Colleagues, we are not starting from the scratch. South Africa has had a very strong policy foundation, institutional capabilities, as well as the growing coalition of partners that have really committed themselves to this transition. So what is required now is the leadership, coordination, and a shared sense of agency on the work that's got to be done. So that is why the Minister has emphasized that today's launch sets a tone and the beginning of the work in earnest, as unfortunately there is no budget. We rely very much so on our donor partners, and we hope that when we start the panel, we will be able to get even more commitment and those checks, ambassadors, your excellencies, coming. And I made sure, Ambassador Pesce, that I'm saying it correctly, so that I'm correct, thank you, so that those checks, those donor checks can come quickly. So I've said it correctly, thank you. Choir, we are waiting for the choir that will lead us to a tea break. Ladies and gentlemen, our time is very, very limited. And we will request that the tea break that we take is not longer than what we were given. We will come back at 11:30, quarter past 11, 11:15, we will come back, as we are about to break for tea. And we will come back at 11:15. Is it past 10? Yeah. Can you be quick, guys? Can you be quick? We are coming back at 11:15, ladies and gentlemen. 11:15. Please, can you be quick? Can you be quick, please? Hello, can you be quick? Can you be quick? As we break for tea, ladies and gentlemen, the choir will continue as they move out. It's a tea break, and we're coming back at 11:15. Ambassadors, we request that you move to the same place where we were this morning so that we're going to be able to take the short videos for today's program. Thank you very much. It's a tea break, ladies and gentlemen. We're coming back at 11:15. Sorry.